A significant amount of natural gas produced in Nigeria is still being wasted despite many deadlines set by the federal government to end gas flaring in the country. Added to the loss are the health challenges associated with the natives of oil-producing communities where cancer and other diseases are reportedly endemic. These are some of the issues the Save Ijaw Nation Group wants the federal government to address when it embarked on an awareness walk to mark World Environment Day in Bayelsa. Judge has details.
The Associated Gas Reinjection Act of 1979 set a deadline of 1984 to end gas flaring in Nigeria. But 35 years after, the flame still lights up the sky.
Gas flare will end in this country in 2020, well 10 years ahead of the United Nations set agenda of 2030. So in terms of the environmental exposures, we're working hard at it. Obviously, we need to deal with other environmental issues such as cleanups and the rest. But in terms of the gas flare component of it, we're almost there.
The federal government has shifted the date to 2020, 10 years before the United Nations initiative of zero routine flaring in 2030. The Save Ijaw Nation Group highlights health concerns while the flaring endures.
This gas flaring has been causing strange sicknesses, diseases in our adults and our youths, our small ones. And if you go to our community today, we are fishermen. That is our source of revenue. And when you go to the river, you will see dark carbons.
I was in Polaku community. I saw the place. It's a complete eyesore. The roofs are stained by these hydrocarbons. And just as we were passing, I never even knew that this thing is even worse at night. It is time for the state government and the federal government to take up this cause.
The World Bank's Global Gas Flaring Reduction Partnership report in 2018 ranks Nigeria second behind Algeria in Africa and the sixth largest gas flaring country in the world.
We have demanded today that gas flaring should stop because already it is illegal. It has reached zero level in places like Canada, US, Netherlands, and all of that. Why here? We are not guinea pigs. And that is why we want the oil companies to put human face in their operation in dealing with our environment and our people. The federal government is also very culpable.
We are also determined to work with every relevant stakeholder in order to advance the well-being of humanity through the environment. We shall also continue to encourage government, private sector, and citizens on the need to galvanizing actions into a collective power that generates an exponential positive impact on the planet.
Cancer and related diseases are endemic in oil-producing communities of the Niger Delta, but worse still, damage to flora and fauna as a result of constant pollution. Judge, TVC News, Yenagoa, Bayelsa State.